Hi folks, I wanted to make a better video here about chucks and tap followers for my Harbor Freight 7x10 mini lathe, which is now taken completely apart, rebuilding it, putting new bearings in. I'm waiting for new bearings. I'm going to put tapered roller bearings in. I ran into some problems doing that, which I'll discuss in a different video. I just wanted to talk about chucks for the tailstock. The tailstock has a MT2 taper, and this is an MT2 taper. This is actually a that's not the right one, but this is the same hole as this, which is called a B16. It's the European or Chinese system, and this is a what we call a half-inch chuck. It's a 1.5 to 13 millimeter chuck, and it's got a B16 hole. And this is an MT2 to a B16 adapter. Now, all these have MT2 shafts on them. This is a half-inch. This is a 3 to 16 millimeter, which was a 5/8 inch. This is also B16 to MT2. And this is a 3/4 inch, or let's see here. Yeah, this is a 3/4 inch chuck, and it's got a JT3 hole here, which is an American measure. It's different than the B system. The JT system is different than the B, but it's also got a Morse taper number 2 adapter on it. So all these are MT2 adapters on various size chucks. Now, the prices. Right now you can buy this whole chuck with an adapter for $25 on eBay, just like this. This one here is about $25, and this one here is about $25. For some reason they're all the same price now. When I bought these, they were cheaper. I think I paid like $7 for this, and I bought adapters for, I think the first batch I bought was under $3 a piece. I bought them separate. The last adapters I bought were just under $5. They were like $4.80 or 60 cents, something like that. And this is one of those adapters. And what I did with this, I made a tap follower out of it. Basically, I bored it out. I have I have a chunk of aluminum round stock, and I have a reamer that cuts a MT2 taper hole. So I cut that aluminum round stock and put an MT2 taper hole in it, and then I could jam this in the lathe on center, and then I bored out this hole. And this stuff is not too hard to cut with. These cheap Chinese ones are not too hard to cut with high-speed steel, although I think I may have used a carbide bit. But anyway, I bored that hole in there. This knob on the end I just put a piece of bolt in there because I cut it off too short. These guys come with tangs, and the tailstock on the mini lathes don't take tangs, and so I cut the tangs off, but I cut this one too short, as you can see, so I put this on. It still works, but you can't get them out when you back it off. They have to be a certain length. That's the only reason that's there. So I bored this hole out. I put these springs in it, and I cut this on the lathe. It's just a piece of round stock, and I cut a slot in it on the lathe, milling with a little milling bit. I forget what size it is, but a little end mill bit. And this goes in here, and it's got a little screw that holds it in. And I'm a mile away from this, so I might have trouble getting it in there on camera. Okay. I'll put that in tighter later, but basically, now this has got a spring tip. So what you do is you put this in the tailstock, and this tip goes on your tap, and it keeps pressure on it while you start and run the tap. It's called a tap follower. People don't usually make them with a taper, but I do so much drilling on my lathe that I just made one that sticks in the tailstock. It saves room rather than making one out of round stock and having to put it in a chuck and then in the tailstock. This just goes right in the tailstock. Very easy to make. I mean, I can make one of these in 15 minutes now. And like I said, this was under $5, so this guy is under $5, takes 15 minutes to make. And all these other guys are roughly $25. And that, now you can look up the different, most of the chucks on eBay that are made in China have the B system. There's a B12, which is very small. This B16, which you can see about how big it is. It's however big that is. This size right here. Then there's a B18, which is bigger. And I would imagine a B20, but I've never used anything bigger than a B18. But it's hard to find chucks in the B. So this is a JT3. I don't know if you can read that. It says JT3 right there. And then this is a JT3 end on this MT2 taper. And I got this, I think this adapter was maybe $6 or $7 maximum. But I see now you can buy the whole rig with an MT2 and a JT3 chuck for $25. I almost fell off the chair. That's a good deal. I think it's because people don't think you can use these on a mini lathe. They work fine. They take up a little more room, but they work just fine. Matter of fact, I like the 5/8, especially for center drilling. It's nice and solid. So there you have that. I just wanted to make a better video of that stuff. Actually, I can give you a better view of my tap follower. I'll put the magnifying glass on here. See, that's just a bolt to extend it. And this is the spring action. I made a long throw on it because I wanted it long throw. And you saw how it's put together with this couple of springs. You don't need two springs. I just put two in there because it because of the length of the throw. It helps maintain good pressure. There you go.